What the fuck? I mean, like...
just
where do you start with something like this? Is this the intro now?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. Welcome back. You know who we are. You know who I am. You know everyone else is here, actually. Why don't you just show everyone else?
Hi all, hi.
Arms folded in standard practice for watching people film a car. Anyway, we're here with possibly... I know I say this every time. I say, oh, this is a one of one. I guarantee you haven't seen another one of these. It's a 55 F100 truck from America. Ta-da! There we go. But it's not, because every inch of this is either completely standard, i.e. like this, and the body is as it came out of the factory. Underneath it is a 350 horsepower Nissan 370Z engine and drivetrain.
Wrong.
Looks like it should do, but it's not. It's actually got a Nissan 370Z. Hey! Nissan 370Z, 350 horsepower V6 engine under the bonnet, and 370Z rear end as well. So it goes, stops and drives like a modern car, but looks far better in my opinion. Anyway, let's have a look. We're only here today because of the unwavering persistence with Phil. This is Phil. Phil owns the car.
Phil.
And this has been getting for an IVA. The truck has gone for an IVA test. Anyone that knows what an IVA test is about?
We've been waiting ages for
it has been start to finish. On an IVA test, every tiny clip that holds the wiring has to be assessed, has to be the right way it's fixed in and all that stuff. Anyway, I don't even know how I'm going to keep this short and sweet because it's just not going to happen. Every inch of this car, there's one question I want to ask.
Yep.
What is your, out of the whole thing, what are your top 3 favourite parts of it? Like in the way you've designed it or items on it?
I think the way we did the rear end, the suspension, and
that's
the
clever.
sort of triangulation in the back of it. I love that. I love that bit. I think I really love the way the bonnet opens. I know it's like a tiny detail, but
Wait till you see that. Yeah.
And actually, the interior, you kind of think it's going to be all rattly and crappy and shitty, and it's just not. It's soundproofed and it's carpeted and it's got, you know, suede on the dash. It just yeah.
I can't begin to say when we go for it. It's similar to the Beetle in no way at all, but similar to the Beetle, the attention to detail and the creativity is just it surpasses. Like I said. We were talking beyond camera, and I was saying about how money alone can't build something like this. If you gave someone 100 grand and said, be really creative, they're not gonna, it takes something more than just, it takes thought and creativity. And when you trust me, when you get into this, you're gonna see some really, really clever stuff. So, Can you open the bonnet for me? Because this isn't meant to do this. Oh, it's like a Christmas present.
Are you ready?
Ready? Oh!
That is cool.
Oh, mate. Everything about it. This is the first time I've looked in the engine bay of this. So, where do we start? Right, so it's the engine's stock, I presume.
Engine stock, other than tune and an Ecutech ECU upgrade and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, same cams,
same cam,
everything's
same bottom end. You know, cold air intakes, different radiator and stuff, just to make it cool a bit better. But
and Abbey Motorsport mapped it, did they?
Yeah, Mark at Abbey Motorsports mapped it.
And it's 350 horsepower.
350 horse, yeah.
Yeah, which is, amongst all the millions of questions I want to ask, I'm going to bore everyone to bits about it. So, one of the original things I said was how heavy, because it looks like a big truck, but actually it's not the amount of insulation and safety equipment that a 370Z would have had.
None of that stuff, none of the sound system, none of the, all the back end is gone, so it's lighter than the original.
How much does it weigh?
It weighed 1425 with someone in it.
Right.
And that was an MOT guy, so he was
13.5.
Notoriously heavy MOT guys out there. I'm an MOT test and I consider myself quite a
Yeah, but when was the last time you done an MOT?
Hey, I'm hard at work. I'm doing one right now. Well, I shouldn't say that, should I? No, I'm not. Yeah, so it's probably 200 kilos lighter than the car this engine would have belonged in anyway. So it goes all right, it's fair to say.
Yeah, it goes really well. I think the top end is limited because it's shaped like a brick.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
But it gets there really quickly.
Yeah. And it's set, I'm presuming it sounds good. I mean, so the tube frame, you didn't buy a chassis kit for this truck. You made every single item.
Every part of that chassis.
And you welded it all as well.
Yeah.
All the tube work, all the angles are bent.
Yeah.
You made that yourself?
I
mean, let's just try to, I know this is a lot to take in, right? But if you try and think about how to make everything, if you're making a chassis from scratch, you've got to make sure everything is in a line. Because you could easily, sort of, mock it up and then go to weld it together and it's cocked a half a degree.
Twisted or
anything. So then nothing's going to line up.
Yep.
I mean, that alone is a feat in itself. So so it still retains the 350Z upper arms.
370Z.
370Z, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's 370Z upper arm. So the geometry is identical to the original car.
So it's going to handle.
Because we took a negative off of the car and then built the frame off the negative.
Oh,
so it's exactly the same geometry.
Can I just add also, what is it you do for a job again?
Horse dentist.
Horse dentist. A horse dentist.
What?
Yeah, horse
and he's
dentist.
building stuff like this.
And the gentleman that's helped complete this project.
We're gonna have to go in. There he is. Look, no need. Right, carry on.
And he sells kitchens, I understand. Yeah. So neither of you are engineers by trade or fabricators, but you've managed to do this. So it just goes to prove, again, if you want to build something, you can. You just have to want it enough, isn't it? You have to have the dedication to do it.
Just pick up a grinder and a welder.
And just get going.
Just like me in the Golf, isn't it?
That's it. Well, yeah. To be
Stick
fair,
on some wheels.
Yeah.
go and buy a 370Z and chop it in half. Why not? How many hours, labour hours, do you estimate that you've put into it?
2,000 hours.
Yeah.
I
mean, and you've had the car how long?
Just over 2 years, but we built it in 18 months and it spent about 4 months being IVA'd, tested, paperwork.
So it was up and running
within about 18 months.
Within about 18 months.
From sort of rusty shell 370 to
it had no motor in it. It was a truck with some of a floor pan.
Yeah, it was a rusted out floor truck. It had the cab corners were rusted out. The bed was rusted out. I mean, it was pretty sharp. Had no engine with it and stuff. So yeah.
I love the fact that it's not painted. Phil's probably been asked a million times, like you said. People are saying like, when are you gonna? Similar to Matt's Caddy as well.
I wouldn't know.
No, when are you gonna? You could paint it and it could be glossy and nice. No, that's not the point. This could have happened in, like I was saying earlier, that could have happened in 1965. Like it's got all this character, but underneath it's a far better car than what it was. Come and have a look inside. So Phil, can you just talk me through a little bit? Because I did have a glance inside briefly. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. You've probably got an expectation of what this is going to look like inside, and it is nothing like you're going to expect. It's tidy. Are you gonna? I mean, just have a look. It's just you can't knock any of that. The seats are from a
Super Impreza.
Obviously,
95, yeah.
Obviously, the dash has been flocked. I can see you've retained the Nissan dials, and you've still got EOBD, so you can talk to the car if there's any
all there, yeah.
Any
all
extra stuff you need to know.
There. Body control modules and everything's all in there. Electronics, ECUs.
The wiring alone with that. I mean, there's not a wire on show.
You can't see anything. No, I wanted a car you could just use as a car. I didn't want to get in it and feel like it was a shed.
You've got a hydraulic handbrake, is that?
Hopefully we'll add a second set of calipers and then we want to have a little play at drifting it.
In drifting it, which is going to be perfectly capable. I mean, there's no weight over the rear end, is there? So
be fine. I mean, not to any level. It's just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Just a bit of fun with it.
The gear knob was something you mentioned about the gear knob.
Yeah, that was custom made. I just sat on the lathe one night and just decided I fancied a new gear
knob. I'm going to make a gear knob. Just make it. You know.
It's like dentistry, though.
Yeah, same thing. Do you want a filling? Gear knob will do. No. So what's this? What's happening at the back then? Apparently, there's a bit of a story happening here. This, I mean, for ease of access to work on it and stuff. This comes off apparently.
All comes off, but I wanted it to look nice when it was sat here,
but
I wanted to get to it if need be. So
what's underneath this? So you've got the handbrake mechanism, prop shaft,
and then there's all the diff.
Oh man, look at that!
The IRS from the original car.
So you took the whole subframe and made your own frame. I mean, this box section, is this part of a chassis kit or part of the chassis originally?
No, it's completely custom built. Every part of it. There's no off-the-shelf parts on this truck.
You made the chassis, even down. I mean,
even like the suspension components and all of this stuff. I made a CNC plasma cutter just to cut parts.
Are you kidding me?
And you think you could do cars?
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's just. Could you weld before you did this car?
Interesting story. So before I was a horse dentist, I was a marine engineer.
Obviously, that's the natural transition. I finished up with engineering. I'm gonna go and fix horses. So, yeah.
So I have had some background in engineering.
We're going to talk about a spoiler, obviously. Didn't mean to do that. No. Does it serve a purpose? The spoiler?
I think it looks cool.
It does look cool. Yeah.
I think we'll go with looks for that.
Yeah. I mean, where do you stop?
I've got to say that diffuser. Though.
Yeah. But it works. It looks like it belongs on there because it's in keeping with the rest of the car. There isn't an inch of this that I don't like at all. I just think it's fantastically put together. I want to fire it up. Can we fire it up? I just want to hear it again. Or we just want to do that on the drive. Whatever. I don't care. I just want to be around it, basically. All right. Well, anyway, so that's just a brief run over it. Put any questions in the comments because we're going to see if we can get as much information out of this.
Hopefully Phil can get a bit more out. He's going to be busy on the comments.
There's so much of it that we haven't covered because it's such a custom car. But I think the only thing left is to go for a drive in it.
Bloody right.
So let's do that. So, we're in the 370Z F100, if that's... Have you got a name for it? I mean...
Yeah, so we've dubbed it the F170Z.
The F170. Actually, that works, doesn't it? We're going to go for a drive. Already, just by sitting in it, I've found that the only thing that differs this is the fact I'm wearing a harness. Otherwise, you'd be sitting quite a comfortable resto mod truck, really.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love every inch of it, I really do. Let's go for a drive and see. It is so quiet. I would say, out of everything that I've been in the last, I don't know, 6 months, 10 months, it's all very raw, and not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's quite raw, and it's just like it's cool getting into something that's so heavily modified, but it's dead quiet. So
yeah,
it's so smooth, isn't it?
Yeah, just like a.
Oh man,
just the normal car.
Have you been tempted to put a stereo in there, or like? Not really
so I got a Bluetooth speaker.
Oh, okay.
So you can have a little.
I actually did. I thought as soon as I said that, I thought this is a silly question because he's bound to have thought about that. He's thought about everything else. So there's people waving left and right. In fact, you can probably see it on the forward-facing camera. We've only been out 5 minutes, and actually, 2 people have done that already.
We can see down there, can't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously that's a testament to how it's received.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually you can tell it's light at the rear because it was trying to skip there.
Yeah.
Have you been around a racetrack in it?
Yeah, done Goodwood. Yeah,
done Goodwood.
Yeah, we track dayed at Goodwood in November, which was wet.
Yeah.
That was sketchy.
Interesting, yeah, to say the very least, I expect. This is a nice area around here, actually, isn't it?
It's just really linear.
It is, yeah. The thing is, that being said, getting 500 horse, it's still 350 horsepower, still ample for this type of car. It's a lot of truck as well, isn't it?
It's a big truck.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, yes, you can throw it around like it is the 350Z, but it's probably got another foot on it height-wise, maybe more. I expect a lot more. You know, just the length of it, I suppose. Well, how did you?
280 mil longer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we had to lengthen.
And there's a bit more overhang behind the rear tyre than there is on the Nissan as well. It sounds so good. It really has got a nice tune to it. Oh, it doesn't. Do you know what's a bit unnerving? Is that a car that's this height and this size doesn't really feel like it should be going like it does. You know, we've got a pickup truck at work. You know, it's an American one with a V8 in it, and it's very lazy. It's very like docile. So at 70 miles an hour, you fucking know you're doing 70 miles an hour. But this will get to 70 miles an hour like that.
Yeah, it will, and we're not actually going that quickly. It just feels.
It feels quick.
Just feels really quick.
What would you say? Are you at liberty to say? It's up to you whether you want to or not to disclose that. What do you approximate it's cost you from start to from the idea, from conception to us sitting here now? What would you say approximately?
25 grand.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I would have expected more than. I mean, certainly the labour hours obviously you're not paying for.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Abbey Motorsports said it was a 50 grand build if they'd built it.
Yeah. I mean, I would say more than that.
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, the labour hours alone is just.
Yeah, so I wanted the Subaru. I bought a 95 Subaru, but just soon found out it was never ever going to be strong enough to keep up with the truck. It just wouldn't do it. I'd have to have a brand new engine. I'd have to have a new gearbox. It just wasn't ever going to. It just wasn't ever going to be strong enough. So we scrapped that car and then found a 370Z with a Category S write-off.
Was it smashed in the middle or at the
both ends?
Both ends.
Yeah, and it was a 2012.
Right.
35,000 miles on it.
Which is nothing, is it? I mean, especially for a Japanese car like that. I mean, you must be so proud of what you've created, and your mate back where we were, who's helped you build the car. Forgive me, I forgot his name. What's his name? Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
You know, and to be part of that, and to really create something so well presented, there's a sense of pride in that.
Yeah, it is. There was a thing on Facebook I put on, and some guy sent a meme back with people like doing this on the meme.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what I do every time I open the garage door.
Yes, you must do.
But I mean, I'm still getting used to it. Like, it scares me.
Yeah,
Just because it is what it is.
It's a lot of car.
Yeah, it's a big car. And no one else has driven this car.
I feel really honoured.
You might have to scoot it back.
Yeah, it's fine. I'd never get the chance to drive anything like this ever again, I expect. So I'm gonna be gentle with it anyway, because I don't know. I've got to get used to it. How many miles do you think you've done in the car overall since you put it together?
100.
Oh really? Not many at all then?
Yeah. So it is new, which is why I think it still scares me, because it's just you just got to get used to it.
And it's every part of it. It's not just, well, I've put a new set of pads in, so I'm listening for it to squeak or something. You actually put every single thing together, so you can see this how from the ground up how this car's been put together. So you're thinking, well, that was fixed to that, and I know you know every part of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You can put it back if you want. There is.
Do you know? I think I'm alright. I'm just gonna try and I'm just gonna be gentle with it, and I might just crack the window just a little bit.
Yeah.
You must get. I mean, I know you haven't done many miles on the road, but you must get. Do people like your neighbours and that? They must be saying like, trying to. There's something I've always maintained is that you try explaining car customizing to someone who's not into cars. I think Jeremy Clarkson said it. Like, they just won't get it. Like, you know. What's your missus think?
She's really good. She just
very understanding.
Yeah, because when I didn't have this hobby or this car to build, I always need something to build.
Yeah,
I can't not have nothing. And so I was like miserable for a year because I wasn't building.
Yeah.
And she was just like, "Oh, just go out.
Go and do something.
Just do it because you need to go."
It actually feels quite, dare I say it, quite light.
Yeah.
I'm breathing on the throttle.
Yeah.
The clutch is quite light. The brakes are there. As soon as you touch the brakes are there.
Yeah, it is factory brakes, factory steering, power steering.
Would you ever sell it?
No, not this one. Not this one. If I did another,
I was going to say, would you build another one?
I probably would do another one, but we got to sell a house and we got to move stuff, so it won't be happening for a while.
No.
But I would really love to supercharge it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for the noise.
I think, hold on, fiddle for the fourth now. There we go. I think, to add a bit more power in it, but then it depends what you want to use it for at the end of the day. I mean, at the moment it's still churning out 350 horse. Yeah. It wouldn't be very hard to make another 150 horse with a supercharger. You know, I mean, it's. I think I've got a feeling with 500 horse and no weight over the rear, it could be like a bit lethal.
A bit death trap.
Yeah. It's almost a bit weird being in a car that drives like this. Your senses are telling you you're driving a modern car, but everything else is not. That is fantastic. Oh man,
it's just a smile machine.
It really is. You know, it's just enough. You know, it's not. I'm very aware, and you probably are, when you're driving it, you can, because of the spring rate and everything, there's no weight over the rear, and you can feel that it's like, no, I'm not going to spit you off the road right away, but if we hit like a lump in the road hard on the throttle, it could go, I suppose it goes sideways on demand.
I think you'd spin it really quickly.
I think you could face the opposite way quite easily,
It just shouldn't be that quick.
No!
But it's not stupid quick.
No, that's what I mean, it's very manageable. It feels like it's certainly quicker than what it should be, obviously, but it feels like much more. I think, like you say, about 400, another 100 horsepower would be just on the border of like still usable, but not dangerous. Like, you know, you can enjoy it still. It's not going to be like a death trap.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's just like driving a modern car. It's just crazy. It's just mad. It doesn't belong going that fast. It really doesn't. That is, oh man.
And that, I mean, that when you pulled away there, I've never been in it when someone's pulled in
really?
it, and it just feels so like, whoa.
But this is what we keep saying about theatre of cars and like what you're experiencing when you're driving it, and it's something, it's like that. Like the noise that you're getting, as well as the acceleration, obviously. But and you're looking around, you've got the feel of the Alcantara on the steering wheel, and it's just, you know, if for people that aren't into cars, if you don't get that, then they won't ever experience that sort. You won't experience that sort of appreciation. But for me, that is everything. As I pulling away from that junction, there was everything I love about customised cars. That, you know, you're involved in it. You know, I know it sounds a bit like deep, but it is. It's like, I can't think of anything else. People don't get into like microwaves, do they? And like, oh, this is a really nice one. Look at the trim on the edge. Like, there's something between people who are into cars and what they drive. Right, Goodwood. Driver. There you go. That's the sort of stuff, when you build cool ass cars, that's the sort of stuff you get. Anyway, that was I didn't run out of things to say about this car, because every inch of it is like ground up customized. I absolutely love it. I love every inch of it. I love driving it. He gave me the opportunity to drive it, which I was blown away by. I can't believe he would trust me with it, to be honest. But it drove exactly as I expected it to. It drove like a really quick old truck, but responsive. The brakes are good. It accelerates well. It's just. I don't know what to say about it. I absolutely love the car, top to bottom. I think it's fantastic. Phil's done an amazing job of finishing it.
And if you ever need your horse's teeth done, give Phil a call.
Well, yeah, exactly. Or if you need a kitchen, get hold of his mate. Like, you know, or if you want a car built, go and do that. Anyway, so if you like that, why wouldn't you? Are you nuts? If you like that, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, and just follow us. We're trying to get hold of stuff like this, and I think people deserve to see it. People deserve to see this thing. Someone's built it with their bare hands, and I think it's absolutely amazing. So there you have it. Like, share, subscribe. Catch us next time.
I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up.